Hi there, Joy RD. How are you doing today?
What's good, bro? I can't complain, man. How about yourself?
We want to hear what's your real name.
So, Joy RD, that's actually Joy Road. That's the street I grew up on when I was growing up. My stage name is Bigg Dame with two G's. Then I stayed in Virginia for 2 years. Then I went to Japan, stayed there for 2 years.
Taking shots back to back, yeah. Wasn't really keeping track. But the look that I had was some bitches that was bad, and I don't remember nothing after that.
Tonight, we have a really special guest with us on our podcast, Joy RD Dame, creator of his latest single, Last Night. One of the most sensational upcoming artists out there, in my personal opinion, and it is an honor to have him on our podcast. This is Mike Cummins, and you're watching Virtual Podcasts at Royal Music Marketing. Let's begin. Hi there, Joy RD. How are you doing today?
What's good, bro? I can't complain, man. How about yourself?
It's honestly an honor to have you on our podcast, and I want to introduce you to our world, to all the fans out there, that have been listening to your songs. So, the first question that I normally begin with is that, what's your real name? Like, how would someone actually call you?
Oh, like my government?
Yeah, because like everyone knows you from your stage name, which is Joy RD. Now, we want to hear what's your real name.
So, Joy RD, that's actually Joy Road. That's the street I grew up on when I was growing up. My stage name is Bigg Dame with two G's. But my real name, people that's close to me, they call me Damon. But you can just call me Dame for short. That's where Dame comes from.
Damn, and see when I heard your track last night, I was like, damn, man, that's a really great track. So, this podcast episode is merely going to be about introducing yourself to our subscribers, and we want to basically put you on a digital platform where people can actually know more about you as an artist. So we're going to start from the real beginning. Now, when was it exactly that you started making music? Like, what was that story that initially, just walk us through briefly, how, music actually interested you, and how old were you when you started making music, and when did you actually decide that you want to make a career out of it? So give us some insights on that.
So I used to watch MT Raps, BET Jams, like in my room. And then one day I was just watching it. I was just like, damn, that's some good music. And of course, it was like some old school, some like early 2000s, because I was like 12 at this age. And then I just asked my dad, I pointed at the TV, I'm like, can I do this? And he was like, yeah, you want to. And then from there, I just write raps in a little composition book before I started using my phone. And then I used to record on remember the little MP3 players, the little small ones? You had the little wire headphones. They had a record, they had a record option on there. So I recorded like my early raps on there before I started going to a professional studio.
So right now, obviously, you are on a professional level. So, like, initially, if I was to say that, your inspiration, like, what was your actual inspiration that led you to, start making music? Like, was it someone, or like, was it, all inside of you this whole time and you didn't realize that?
Yeah, like my pops used to play a lot of old school. He put me on all the old school stuff. So I know I'm like a old school baby, but I know all the stuff that came out when I was growing up. And I used to watch my uncle in his studio that he had set up in his attic. He used to have different people coming over, and then they used to record. I'm young as fuck. I'm just sitting back watching, listening. You know what I mean? Then he finally let me record like two of my early songs in there too. And then I had met one of my childhood friends who we still cool with to this day, or two of them. Then we caught the public bus to the actual professional studio. And then after that, after we got it back and then we like played it out loud, we like, damn, that's us. And then from there on, we was like, shit, however we gotta get to the studio, we gonna go to the studio because that shit sound lit.
Sheesh, bro. See that is an interesting part of your life. Now, like, have you always stayed like in California? Are you based like born and raised here, or?
Nah, I'm from Detroit, Michigan, the West Side. I got here through my journey in the military. I was in the U.S. Navy. So I started in Virginia. Then I stayed in Virginia for 2 years. Then I went to Japan, stayed there for 2 years. Then I came to California. And then I got out the military in California, but I didn't leave because the weather is too nice.
True, yeah. Cali's heaven, bro. Especially if you're on the West Coast. I mean, it's crazy out here. So, like right now, for our artists out there and our fans, obviously, how old are you, by the way?
I'm 28. I'll be 29 in September. Virgo.
Right. So I think you're just 1 year younger. That's not much of an Asian. Okay, so tell me, like, as an artist, how would you say that, what profession would you assume? Like, are you a rapper? Because I know that you're a songwriter as well, a rapper. Are you also a producer? Like, how would you describe your profession as like an artist?
I'm not a producer at all. I just like, it's people that have been making beats way longer than me. They greater than me at making beats. So I let them, like, I'm a firm believer in letting people who are a master at their craft do them. And I have no problem with paying them because I know they've been doing that shit probably since they was young. And just like I've been making music when I was young, I'm probably more advanced than other people who just starting out making music or writing music or rapping or whatever. But no, I'm not a producer, I'm not an engineer. I pay them because they're great at it. I just come with my lyrics and my thoughts and I put it on the track. But I'm like, I would say I'm an overall artist because I'm primarily hip hop, rap / R&B. Like, I can't blow, I can't go up there, but I can harmonize like a motherfucker. But I make all types of music.
I mean, in reality, because like I've been through your tracks, and you try to stick more to the hip hop side. But as an artist, how would you say that what's your like trademark niche genre? Like, do you plan to stick with this, or do you consider yourself to be a versatile artist? Like, you could do it all, and you want to try new things and stuff.
Very versatile. Like, I can do it all, like, with no problem. It just depends on how I wake up. One day I might wake up conscious. I want to put all my thoughts into this song and be like, tricky with the wordplay or some shit. And other days I might just want to just flow on the beat and not think too hard or just sing or harmonize, you know what I mean? So it just depends on how I'm feeling when I wake up. And then the beat usually speaks to me.
Right. And like in this whole process, how would you say that, like I actually, was really impressed by last night. I'm not gonna lie, I actually am gonna provide the links in the description below. So guys, please make sure that you give it a listen. And the only thing that I was, quite curious about was what actually made you come up with, writing last night and composing it the way you did, and it produced, such an impeccable, result. So what is your normal creative process when it comes to writing a song, or what inspires you? Is it something of your experiences that you want to share, or are you really going on with it just daily flow or stuff? So just give us some insights about your creative processes.
So I like to make music about shit that actually happened in my life. That's where the conscious in me comes in. I know people like real life events, so I try to put that in music. but I also know what the public wants. They like a good chorus, a good beat, and song not too long. So I mean, my shit comes from everywhere. But I can be just sitting outside or sitting in my room, or I could be out and about, and I just start humming like a beat or humming like a melody in my head, and then I keep doing it, and then I'm like, damn, let me grab my phone real quick. But it might start off as a simple hum like, and then I'm like, damn. So I grab my phone, I hit the voice memo because I don't want to forget the melody. Because if I don't do it, I know it. I'm like, what the fuck was I humming earlier? And then that's how a lot of music gets lost because artists, they don't write it. They're like, I remember it. Like, this shit too fire for me to not to remember. And then they fuck around when it's time to record it later or it's time to write. They be like, fuck, what the fuck was I humming? But yeah, last night, I don't know. I don't know if I was in the shower because the acoustics is great when you in the shower. That's why a lot of people like to sing in the shower. But I might have been on the flight deck when I was in the Navy and the jets was going. But I had my earmuffs on to block out the noise, and I could hear myself like humming outside of all the noise. And then that might have came, like, I don't know, just like I think that's where it came from, but I don't know. But that's definitely where it came from. And it's just, a lot of people have been through that in the song.
I think the coolest things actually come in the most, I would say, weird or awkward places. You know, if you're in the shower, you come up with something and you just work on that, and that just comes up to be one of your best tracks. And I think that's really great. Now, see, the more we get to know about the more we're gonna know. Now, I know that you're independent. So, do you plan to stay independent, or do you want to get affiliated with some label, or how do you want to proceed yourself with your career?
I would like to get to a major label, but I heard all the stories of people got locked in a nasty ass deal they can't get out of and shit like that. Independent artists, yeah, they make their money, but they typically tend to not get pushed as often because they doing everything on their own. But I feel like that first deal you sign is like that foot in the door, and it's up to you to exceed and elevate. That way, if you do get locked in a deal that's not as big as you probably want to, but if you popping and you keep that wave going and you increase, then I feel like they have no choice but to renegotiate your contract, however long it is. So I just want my foot in the door to be able to just do this the rest of my life. I don't plan on working for nobody else, hard labor or nothing like that. Kudos to the people that do it, but I've been doing that all my life, and I'm not trying to work for nobody else.
Right, and this is what I personally prefer to, because I actually have been in touch with a lot of labels out there, major ones. We've had a chance working with that at Levine as well, and either way, the artists and their struggles that I've seen who were dependent on a label, they were way worse, because an independent artist, in my opinion, the only struggle that he has to face in his career is his budget to market himself. And that's the only hurdle from as far as I can see. And if you've got the right team, you can work, but obviously end of the day, it's the budget side of things that, puts you on the back foot. But with the labels, the artists, that I've worked with, they've been, so fucking depressed, I would say. That was something that, they felt like they were in a jail.